Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, Sunday morning. Well, it's Easter Sunday, and a lot of things were going on. It was a big week up and down on the markets. And with us today is John Terrett. And John Terrett, I hope you have a great Easter Sunday with the family.
Oh, I do wish you exactly the same as well, John. And what a week it was. The big story, of course, was President Trump on Wednesday night. Now, whatever you think of President Trump, whatever you think about the way he goes about things, I have to tell you, Wall Street was expecting more on Wednesday night than they actually got. I know he said the U.S. is going to hit Iran very hard over the next 3 weeks. I know that he said that U.S. objectives in the Middle East are nearly at completion, but Wall Street wanted more than that. Those who are long on investments wanted to hear more. And to say that the Strait of Hormuz will open naturally, well, that just doesn't cut it on Wall Street, unfortunately. Although on Thursday, of course, we were buoyed by the news that Oman and Iran are talking about the possibility of opening the strait again. So that gave some hope, and the Dow was off its lows for the day. Now, the big company news of the week, SpaceX. On the day that Artemis 2 from NASA launched into space on its way to the moon, SpaceX and Elon Musk announced an IPO. At least they did in a sort of what you might call confidential filing. Now, what a confidential filing means is that you and I, John, we don't know, we're not allowed to see what's in the filing. But those people who work for SpaceX who have to sell this IPO are at least now able to talk to potential investors around the world about whether they might like to get on board. Elon Musk does nothing by half. As you know, he's engaged the 5 biggest banks on Wall Street and scores of others around the world to try and sell it for him. They could raise $1.7 trillion. Look out for the IPO sometime in May or June of this year.
I want to hear that number again. They could raise $1.7 trillion?
Are you sitting down? I want you to sit down. Sit down. I don't
Let me sit down one more time.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Put your feet up on that desk there.
Go ahead. How much?
$1.7 trillion is the potential. I know.
That is mind-boggling.
I know. It's just too much. I know. It's extraordinary. Now, on the downside, Blue Owl is a private credit company. Now, I have to say, although I report Wall Street, and I have done for years, it's very difficult to know too much about the private credit market. However, what I will tell you is that there are concerns about it, and there are concerns about Blue Owl. After they limited withdrawals to 5% in the quarter and 20% for the year, after $5.4 billion was attempted to be withdrawn from the company. It's a worry. The whole thing is opaque. We're not entirely sure what's going on. I just want to mark it so that you know. And on the happier side of life, last week, Apple celebrated its 50th birthday, 1976. Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ron Wayne got together. They incorporated the company. And dear old Ron Wayne, he sold his stake 12 days after that for just $800. Can you believe it? Now, today, Apple is worth $3 trillion, up there with NVIDIA and Microsoft. It's simply one of the biggest, most successful U.S. corporations in history. And looking ahead to next week, well, Delta Airlines kick off second quarter earnings season. The big banks follow the week after. John, that's it. Happy Easter.
Thank you. John Terrett.
See you next week.
Enjoy Easter, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.